what we got, and I think this is not bad. This is not bad. Let us go back here and give some IDs to our view. This view, the default ID was test view 2, which I don't think is a nice way. So let us change it to shake test. Let's give it this ID. That's going to be the ID of this bad guy. We're going to call it shake test. And also we are going to change this one, the touch anyway, to stop. Yes, it's going to tell us, do we want to update the Java R file? Of course, we want to update it related to this. We are going to come to touch anywhere to stop. We are also going to give it an ID. The ID for it, let us change it to, let's say, status test. Status test. This is not bad. Yes, we want to update it. And then for the image view, since this is going to be our own image view, we can leave it like that, but it's not actually advisable. You can actually choose to change the image view. I want us to increase the size of the image view. Let's give it a width of, say, 300 dp. Let's make it 300 dp, and the height is going to be, let's say, 268 dp. 268 dp and 300 dp. Yeah, we want it to be big. So let's push this down a bit. So that's gonna look nice. Yes, I think this is great. So we are going to jump into code. Since we've been able to lay out our view, we are going to use this simple view to identify any song. Let's say you are walking on the street and you hear a nice song playing. You want to know the one who sang and the title of the song. You can use this app to detect the one who played the song and also the title. Let's jump straight to code. Here we have our class, our main activity, which is empty. Our main activity actually is linked to a layout called the main activity, the activity main layout. When we come to the activity main layout here, this is whereby we design and added some text view and image view. We want to align this thing to code. Currently, we have what we call the Android binding. We are not going to use the layout binding. We are going to go by the default and classic way of interacting code to layout in Android. So we have to know that we have let's say we have 3 view components added. We have 2 text view and 1 image view. So we have to create a variable. Over here. Let's create our first variable. Let's call it private. Let's make it private. Let's make the access modifier private so that it can be used only in this class. We call it a text view. And then let's give it a name, shake text, and then status test. You remember we were able to name our views in the XML with IDs. Basically, when I'm developing Android apps, I like to use the IDs as the variable name so that I will not get confused. Great. So let us also create another variable that's going to take care of the image view. It's from the class image view, and then we are going to give it a name of, let's say, image view. We're going to import the image view class. Perfect. So now we have to link our views to the code. I want us to add another ID. You see this view, the whole view over here, this whole constraint view. I want us to reference it in our application. So let us go here and give it an ID. Let's say ID equals to main layout. This is the ID of this layout so that we can make good use of it. This thing is a constraint layout. So we are going to reference it in our Android main activity class. Let's create another variable called private constraint layout. Is calls to I want a nice name for it. Let's use the ID name main layout. Great. Let us create a method which is we are going to use to initialize the component or the views from our XML. So let's create a private method like private void init views. That's what we are going to do. Init views. The first one, we are going to initialize the shake test. So let's say shake test is equals to test view. We are going to find view by ID, and we are going to provide the ID of the shake test. We know that the ID is the same as the variable name shake test over here. We are going to do the same thing for our guy, the status test. So we are going to just copy the status test over here, put it here, and also put it here. We are going to do the same thing for the image view. Image view over here. We know the ID is image view, and we know that it's of the class image view. We are going to do the same for our constraint main layout. Okay, the ID is not the same as the name, so let's go look for the ID. Okay, it's a small L, not a capital L. So we have it like this. I want us to call this method in our main activity. So we'll call this method here init views, and this view will be initialized when we run our Android application. One more thing, ACL Cloud actually has a place or a folder whereby it stores the audio fingerprint. So we have to also create a function or a file location for ACL Cloud. So let us create a private variable up here. I'm going to create a private variable. Let's call it string path. That's going to store the path of our ACL Cloud. Let's pre-initialize it to an empty string. So here we are going to set the path. The path should be in the environment, somewhere in the environment dot get external storage directory, dot to string. So we are going to get the external storage directory in our phone, and then we are going to append the ACL to it. So let us just create a fancy, let's create a location for this. So ACL Cloud, let's give it a name, ACL Cloud, and then a path. Let's call it model. Let's call it model. ACL Cloud model. Okay. Now let us create the file. We want to create a file. We want to create a file to be storing or even writing data to our phone, just for ACL to be doing its magic by identifying sound for us. And for us to create a file in Android, I want us to just go on and call the file class. File is equals to new file using the path that we initialized. Going to import the file class. Here, great. And then we are going to check if the file does not exist. If the file dot exist, if the file does not exist, then we are going to create the file. File dot make dir. Perfect. The file does not exist. We do this. So this one, where anytime the app starts, is going to check whether this folder has been created. If not, it's going to create it for us perfectly. Let us also go on to create another method. We are going to, first of all, let us actually add the